Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about that hashtag FIRE concept by reviewing a book here today. Just a little quick thing for you guys. I do have two copies of this. They were both $1.50 when I got them, but this one is not too used. This one's pretty worn out. So I'm going to talk about this today, but if you guys do comment below and then also share it to your page, I get to see who's all shared, and I'll draw out of those and contact you about sending you this book if you are at all interested. Okay, so I'm going to jump into this book review here. It is called Your Money or Your Life. Essentially, the very first few pages, they're saying, hey, someone walks up to you in a dark alley, puts a gun to your side, says, hey, your money or your life. Obviously, everyone on here would give up their wallet rather than lose their life, correct? However, they try to get throughout the book to get us to say, well, what if you could have both? And the thing is, we're typically not living like we care more about our life than our money. And I'm not saying that they're saying that money's bad at all. That's not what they're doing. They actually go over budget, debt reduction, calculating the net worth, all of those good strategies. They want us to essentially consume less and not have any clutter. They want us to have both a good life and money. And then the one way that they actually illustrate that I read this years ago, and I still take it with me. A couple friends of mine on here have actually heard me illustrate this concept. So essentially, let's say that you make $12 an hour, okay? Well, that's what your paycheck says, but then there's things taken out of it, taxes that you don't actually get, okay? So the taxes are taken out. So what do you actually get to put in your wallet after, you receive your paycheck? Let's say around $8.40, and that's if you make $12 an hour, okay? So you don't actually take home 12, you take home probably closer to $8.50, all right? And then you're shopping, all right? You're just stressed, you're bored, you just need to go find something. You don't even really need something, but you're looking around, okay? How many of us do this? All of us do this. We walk around and you see something, and it's $59.99. You're like, hey, that's kind of a cool item, though. I probably don't need it, but I work for a living, and I can treat myself to some stuff, and that's totally true. But they say, do the math first, though. Go ahead and make the purchase if you want, but really run the numbers to see what value of your life you're trading for that item. So essentially, if you made $12 an hour and you took home $8.40 an hour after taxes, it's listed at $59.99. Maybe it's $100 off with 40% off. All the gimmicks that they choose there. Okay, let's say it's $59.99. Well, then there's taxes on that, sales tax, that you have to pay, right? That you actually have to make $12 an hour, have taxes taken out, so that you can then pay taxes on that. It's just the world that we live in. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm not making a statement there. But what I'm saying is you should look at the math, is what they're pointing out in this book. So let's say it's around $65 that you actually have to take out of your pocket to do that. And they say, how many hours of your life would you have to exchange for that item? We're like, oh, well, I've never thought about that. Well, I make 12, 840, That's an 8-hour day. Most of us, that's a full work day if we're in a salaried type job. And so, I mean, really, an 8-hour day, what if you took not PTO, but VTO. You said, hey boss, is it okay if I take Friday off and you don't even have to pay me? And they said, yeah. That would be the exact same as buying this $59.99 item. And so a 3-day weekend or a full day off, a full day of work, is that worth that $59.99 item to you? And you're like, well, actually, if you put it that way, I work really hard, and I really, really want more time off. And that $59.99 item, that's, it's just a little gimmick. I'd sit on my shelf, and it won't look that cool. I'd actually rather hang out at home, with my family for a whole nother day. So they're saying, okay, well, if you run that number and it makes sense, or if it doesn't, kind of live your life a little bit more like that. So in this scenario, maybe that $59.99 item is not worth that full day of work. Okay, But this does change then as your income changes. Let's say you made $35 an hour. After taxes, that might only take you 2 hours. Okay, well, I work pretty hard. Now, obviously, I'm making $35 an hour, so I'm providing a lot of value. But 2 hours, yeah, I'd work 2 extra hours for that item. Okay, so that's kind of what it is actually looking at the items, what you're spending your money on, and then kind of backtracking it to how that figures into the life of your hours, the hours of your life. Okay, so again, if you guys at all interested in this book, with this FIRE concept, your money or your life, again, it does have some good stuff on budget, debt reduction, net worth. It is from the early 90s, so it's not super, super new. It's actually probably right around when all the people that are getting going on this FIRE, financially independent, retire early movement, maybe around when they were born. I mean, I think I was 3 or 4 years old when this book came out. So, yeah, go ahead and comment below. Share it to your page if you want me to mail you this copy here. I will draw a winner. So you guys have a good one. Thank you.